a.k.a. Pops the American Dad, and to my folks on Facebook that know and love me, Uncle Rice.
Mr. Gold, Mr. Gold, Coach G for short. Hey, I'm parched. I just came out from the
99 degree
weather. Don't you know how they say that you malfunction when you go out in the hot weather? That's how hot it is right now.
Factual.
It's hot.
Hey, I hope everybody enjoying their day so far. If it's hot where you are, drop a 1 in the chat.
You see what just happened to Gold.
Exactly.
He glitched out.
Yeah, if you got good weather where you at, then hey, let us know you got good weather, and drop your city in the comments if you're brand new. I want to welcome everybody in that has not ever came here before. Make sure you drop your city in the comments so we can show some love from our city to yours. Mm-hmm. And also, like, comment, and subscribe. When you come through the door, make sure you tap that like button, throw a heart up there, show a little love.
For sure. I'm looking at it safe for what it is. I'm finna share it out on my end. But for the most part, though, Pops, today a good day.
Oh, it's an excellent day. You know what? I feel like today I'm trying something new.
Okay.
So when I was talking to you, you was telling me that they had a new juice. You know what I'm saying? Yep. The what was it? The kiwi lemonade.
Yep.
So I decided to grab one of them to go with dinner. So
Did you rock with it?
No, I ain't even ate it yet.
Okay.
I ain't even ate dinner yet. So yeah, once we get done, then we gonna get down.
Okay.
But anyhow, y'all, I want to make sure we share it out to the groups so we get our people in the room and welcome in everybody that's new. Make sure, like I said, you drop your city in the comments. We're going to get started in a minute.
Oh, yeah, I definitely just popped them in. I'm looking at it to say for what it is, Pops. Today is one of those days where genuinely the vibe is good on my end. As you seen before, I was sitting out in the sun, so I kind of had that brain malfunction in a way. But for the most part, though, I ain't going to lie to you. I enjoy this weather. And OG said it the best. I would rather have this weather right now versus that cold weather where you're just walking outside and it's just like, man, I gotta go back inside. It's too cold. Like, it's way too cold. This is that weather where I ain't gonna lie, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, but you know what though? For me, I think people been waiting on the hot weather so long that you know, now that it's here,
they ain't ready for it.
Some folks got a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's usually what happens when you find a good girl or a good guy. Usually you ask for it so long, and then when you get it, you can't maintain it.
Yeah, that's a lot of people, and that's got a lot to do with what we're going to talk about. You know how it goes. If you ain't never been here on the Golden Pop Show, if it's about hot topics, Pops and Gold gon' chop it. You rockin' with the hottest father and son live show on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, down the street, round the corner.
Man.
Now, Gold and I was having a conversation about something, and
crazy.
I think it's kind of heavy, but I think it's realistic.
Let's go.
And it's about dating while you have a baby on the way.
So dating while pregnant.
Dating while pregnant. And I don't think it really resonates the same for a guy if he has a child on the way and breaks up with his kid's mother. I don't think it's seen the same. He don't have to hold back from dating. But what do you think about if a young lady breaks up with her boyfriend while she's carrying his child? Is it okay for her to date? And if it was your daughter, would you tell her it was cool? How would you feel?
I would say this, Pops. Dating while pregnant, I think it should go for both parties. Okay. The man and the woman. Because if you're dating while knowing that you got a baby on the way, it's kind of like one of those, hey, you kind of wild out here, young man.
Yeah, you moving.
And I feel like if you're a young lady out here and you're dating while you have a baby on the way, hey, you moving. So it's a mindset of saying like it's kind of a perception. Now, if we just kind of dissect it from just the female standpoint, then the guy standpoint, I got a question for you then.
Let's do it that way.
Okay. What do you think when it comes down to the lines of, is she a good person or a bad person, or do we even judge off her being a good person when it comes to her dating while pregnant?
First thing I say is I don't think that it really is a good person, bad person thing per se.
Okay.
But what I do believe is that it has a lot to do with how she deals with loneliness. See, because I think people don't understand how lonely some folks get, especially when they're carrying a child.
Yeah.
You're doing something that was supposed to have two people there the entire time.
And you're doing it by yourself, so for sure.
So looking for companionship doesn't make a person a bad person. Now, do I think that it's morally right? Not really, because I think that you should have that type of self-control where you could pump your brakes.
Now, this is where the double standard question comes into play.
Okay.
Is it right for men to date while they know for a fact that they have a baby on the way?
Is it right? No.
Okay.
Do they do it all the time? And I like this question, Go, because it speaks to who really needs to hear about this, because young ladies pretty much know there are some guys that will date you while you're carrying another man's child, but on the flip side of it, it's a lot of dudes that ain't gonna do it. But we never really hone in on the men who will have two babies on the way at the same time, but he's out at the club trying to pick somebody up and take them back home.
I'm gonna say this, okay, Pops. This is my thing, and I want to kind of pinpoint on both of them since we just kind of separated both of them.
Okay.
From the man's standpoint, I don't think it's right for him to go out and date somebody because you're creating a relationship while you're building a foundation with that kid. Just my opinion. Now, granted, I don't think it's right for a woman to go out and violate what you got going on with that guy and that baby that's cooking in that oven simply because you made a decision with that person to say, you know what, hey, I'm finna lock in with you. We finna have this baby. So if you finna lock in and have this baby with this person, I don't think you should be out there just going out talking to anybody, dating anybody, or just, I just think that's wild.
I got a question for the people in the crowd now and the ones who will watch.
Let's go.
Drop a 1 in the chat if you think it's okay for a man or a woman to date after breaking up knowing that they have a child on the way. He has a baby on the way, but him and his child's mother breaks up while she's still carrying the child. Is it okay for that man to go out and seek another woman out to date? Drop a 1 if you think it is. Drop a 2 if you don't think so. And flip side, is it okay for the young lady that's carrying the child to be able to go out and find a companion since she's now doing it by herself? Drop a 1 in the chat if you think it's okay. Drop a 2 in the chat if you don't think it is.
Is it okay to date while pregnant?
That's a heavy subject, and it's something that happens all the time. And when this happens, usually it's chaos. And why is it chaos? Because there's one person on the outside of that
and then
that's going to get mad.
Now, I'm going to say this, though, Pops. Usually, it'll be the guy.
Oh, yeah. A lot of times guys flip.
I'm going to go on record to say usually it's the guy because as a guy, I've never carried a child before. So
True.
I can't say I know what it's like to carry a child.
Right.
But I do know that there are men who grow an attachment to their kids the minute that they see their kids.
Even before they're born.
Even before they're born.
I'm talking ultrasound pictures.
Like, it's an attachment. Like, I freeze the moment. And Gold is one of them, grabbing my wallet. I look at it and say, I carry my pictures and my different things of such that I would say is my trinkets. Now, granted, I won't show my trinkets, but I would just say my trinkets.
Your ultrasounds, all of that kind of stuff. So it's important to you.
So I would go on record to say that genuinely when you're attached to certain things, you do have that, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
If she's going out and about trying to create a relationship with a person and you know for a fact that, hey, you got a kid.
So should we consider the fact that those two have broken up? Should we consider the fact that, hey, you not with her no more, bro? Now, put yourself in the role of the person that's coming into the situation brand new. Would you date a person that has a child on the way? Ladies, would you date a man that has a child on the way currently? And guys, would you date a woman that's currently carrying a child? Drop a 1 if you would, drop a 2 if you wouldn't. And I think that it's something that people don't talk about enough, but then you look at all of these videos and you hear about all these guys that end up crashing out on these situations, or the lady flipping out on the man because she's carrying a child and he done moved on and got a whole new girlfriend.
Okay, so let me say this then, Pops. If a woman told me, I don't care how pretty she is, if she told me that she's carrying another man's child, I would not pursue her.
Okay.
Like, I'll be honest with you, Pops. I think it'll make me kind of automatically be turned off with her.
Okay.
If I knew for a fact that, hell, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, Pops. If I knew I was having a kid and I told her that I was having a kid, and she knew I was having a kid, and she was still willing to rock with me, I wouldn't even invest in her for real, for real.
You feel some type of way?
I would look at it almost like and damn, you would talk to a guy that know for a fact that I'm fresh finna have a baby. Like, my baby's still finna come out. You still willing to deal?
So
I wouldn't even rock with you for real, for real.
Now, Chelsea said, I dated a guy with a child on the way when I was younger. Knowing what I know now, I wouldn't do it again. Hey, salute you for wearing your truth. You know that's what we doing here, Chelsea.
I salute that.
And there's a lot of guys that should be commenting, saying that I dated a woman that was carrying a child, because, hey, a lot of these ladies get dates.
Yeah.
A lot of ladies carrying kids get dates. Drop a one in the chat, ladies and guys, if you've ever known someone that found somebody else to date even after she was carrying another man's child.
Man,
I'm going to drop one in the chat now,
I'm
too.
saying one, because to be honest with you, at this time right now, the only people who make single mothers out to be a bad thing are men who can't maintain one.
True.
Because a lot of men will take the opportunity to raise another man's kid before he takes the opportunity to raise his own.
True.
So single mothers are genuinely a hot commodity for a lot of men, because genuinely to stand in front of a single mother and actually be a representative for that single, a lot of guys is running full speed for that.
Because, and let's be real, let's go even deeper then.
Let's go.
The guys that's running full speed for it, you got two types. One is running full speed to them resources that she get, and one is running full speed because he really, really see the good in her.
Man.
And there are guys, even though the narrative that you'll see a lot online is that guys don't date single moms, that's not true. I see plenty of men with women with children, and he don't look like none of the kids she walking with.
But you know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Pops. I would go on record to say I don't think there's nothing wrong with dating a single mother or dating a single father. I think it's something wrong when you're dating a person who doesn't do for their kids. Like, there's mothers I feel like there's mothers that will be considered deadbeats. True. I feel like there's dads that's considered being deadbeats. But my definition of deadbeat don't seem like the masses. I don't think a deadbeat is because they don't want to be with you. I think a deadbeat is because they don't show up and they're not their kid's hero.
Come on.
Like, if you're not your kid's hero, then I'll consider you a deadbeat. If your kids is not looking up to you saying, hey, you know what? I want to grow to be a 2.0 version of that person. I would go on record to say when you see those things, those are the things that make a person a deadbeat, not the fact that, hey, I just choose not to be with this lady or I choose not to be with this man.
So with what you just said, is he a bad guy if he starts dating your kid's mom while she's carrying your child?
I would say so. I would say he's only a bad guy because where did you establish the friendship time? Like, and I feel like that would be the time of friendship. Like, if you really have good intentions with her, the first thing that you would do is offer her a friendship before you offer her a relationship. Before you offered her a relationship, before you offered to be physical or anything like that, you would say, you know what, hey, let me be a homie first. Lock in, hey, because you got some shit going, and hey, it ain't that I wouldn't talk to you, but hey, you got some affairs that you got to get in order, and I think people that like you wouldn't want to accept the baggage bill so they can ruin a good relationship. If it's a good thing, it could be a good person, wrong time. Hey, so we just gonna be friends until we match up the times and align it with the stars.
But I think that goes to my point that a lot of guys look at the new guy like he's a bad guy. Let's keep it a buck now.
Let's go.
The average man is not okay when he finds out that the lady that's carrying his child, even if they've broken up, is with a new dude.
If y'all agree with that, tap y'all screens. Keep going, Pop.
If she's with a new guy and she's carrying your child, let's say she's 6 months along,
okay,
and she gets a new boyfriend. The average man, even if he broke up with that woman, he feels some type of way.
Okay.
I feel like he feels some type of way. And why I believe that is because all you have to do is watch the news, look online, see all the stories where a lot of guys act like they don't want to be with the woman, but the minute she get with another guy, he's ready to turn up on the whole situation.
Now, let me say this then, Pops. I'm going to run parallel with you because I don't disagree.
Okay.
What I'll say is this then, Pops. In my head, I think there's men and women crash outs, but I think genuinely when a man stopped caring, a man stopped caring.
Yeah.
Like when a man stopped caring, I wouldn't care if she talked to Tom up the road or if she started talking to
While she's
Rob.
carrying the child?
No, I would say after.
After. And that's what I mean.
So let's go to what you're saying and to your point then when you say during.
Right.
During the process, Pops, I do agree with what you're saying, which is why I said I agree wholeheartedly on the lines of if she had my kid in that moment, I would care. But after the fact of if she was just moving around and just wanted to be groovy, I wouldn't have that attachment to caring because my attachment is now to that kid.
I feel that.
Like it wouldn't
So
be to
after
her.
the child is born is different than while she's carrying the child. Do y'all agree with that? Guys, do you agree with that? That after the child gets here, most men, if they don't really care about the lady like that, and it was just something that happened, do you agree that most of the time after the child get here it's cool, but if she starts dating him during the time she's carrying your child, is that when the problem happens?
All right, so
Let's flip it.
I like that. So I'm gonna read this one. Now my daughter's new man is a good dude. I'm cool with him. He even feels that my daughter's mom. I lost that one. He even feels that my daughter's mom should let me be more involved in our daughter's life. So, and you know what? I will go on record to say it's a very uncommon thing to have men be able to come on common grounds, but I don't think it's something that's impossible.
Right.
I think genuinely they just have to be two men.
Facts.
If it's a lion and a hyena, chances are it might not work. But if it's a lion and a lion, chances are it could work.
You know what I feel though? The most important part though is if the woman isn't being the catalyst of chaos.
That matters.
If she is telling that other man a million bad things about you, bro, it don't matter how peaceful you come to them. It does not matter how cool you try to be. If she is still hurting from you leaving her alone, man, that is going to be an impossible mission. But I salute you, brother, because it seemed like you got things going good in that situation. Now let's flip it around.
Let's go.
The lady's carrying the child, and her soon-to-be child's father, because she's carrying his child, gets with another girl. He gets with another girl.
Okay.
9 times out of 10, she's going to have a problem with that.
I would agree.
Do you agree with that?
I would agree.
She's going to have a problem with that, and I think a lot of times we don't understand that by a woman being rooted in her emotion and her feeling like you didn't even show up for me and this baby I'm carrying, but now you over here with her and you rocking with her, a lot of times it's a problem.
Okay, so I think my thing is this though. I don't think that the guys a lot of the times is not showing up for their kids.
Okay.
Because the same guys that's showing up with Pampers, bibs, and boxes of whatever are the same guys that's being called deadbeats.
True.
I think it's getting mixed and misconstrued with, hey, you don't want to be with me. So because you don't want to be with me, you don't want to be with your kids.
Facts.
And I think a lot of times that is an unfair logic because just because a person don't want to be with you don't mean a person. Okay, so I would say this. If you and a person are not together anymore, y'all are going to the same event, some people would say, I'm not going because that person is going.
True.
And this time right now, if I have a whole new relationship, life, whatever, I don't care who's at this event, I'm going.
And you got people that'll get upset with you if you come and bring your new girl to a family event and they're used to you being with one lady.
But so
And now you with your new lady
mindset,
and they got a problem.
mindset wise, I would look at it and say this. This is where the double standard kind of go into play. I think, and it's something that's good and it's bad and it's bad and it's good. Men can't do things that women are doing and women can't do things that men are doing.
Say that
And I
again,
think
go.
that genuinely, like free game from Coach G. I think genuinely when you're doing things out here that you know for a fact that a woman would do and you're a man, you're out of pocket. When you're doing things that a man would do and you're a woman, you're out of bounds. And I think genuinely either or is not good, because if you look at a quarterback being out of pocket, chances are you don't have a good time.
Oh, you gonna get sacked.
When somebody
He
catch
gonna
you,
get sacked.
yeah, you ain't gonna have a good time.
Facts.
And being out of bounds, anybody that ever got out of bounds before, hey, you gonna feel some type of way.
You
when
can't score.
Man,
You can't score if you're out of bounds.
It don't count even if you dropped it.
You know, so this brings me to something else that I was having a discussion with somebody about, and that's, do you think it's cool to date while in the process of getting a divorce?
Oof.
Do you think it's okay to date while in the process of getting a divorce? I mean, y'all separated. Would you date a person that's separated? Drop a 1 in the chat if you would, and drop a 2 in the chat if you wouldn't.
I'm gonna say this, Pops. I don't think that you should be dating while in the process of getting divorced, because I think genuinely in the process of you getting divorced, I think you might have a chance to reconcile what you and that person have.
Which happens a lot.
So if you and that person are in the process of being divorced, if y'all are not finalizing divorce, I'm going to move almost as if we're still married and have the loyalty of saying, like, okay, well, until it's through and through,
You see it all the time.
yeah, I won't step or overstep that or respect it.
You know, but you see so many guys that are quick to date a woman once she says she's separated. My man Jerry say, I've been him. Hey Jerry, that's life, brother. You ain't in that boat by yourself, and understand that.
It's not a bad thing.
And all guys who hear this understand you ain't in that boat by yourself. But then we get mad when she go back with her husband.
Okay, and you know what? The reason why I wouldn't do that is because I have a story that runs parallel with this, Pops, but it didn't have nothing to do with divorce or marriage.
Okay.
It would have something to do with a jailbird.
Okay.
So a guy was talking to his female, and he ended up going to jail. So they didn't break up.
Okay.
But hey, y'all broke up because obviously you're not here. You gone for 2 or 3 years. Dude not here.
Ooh,
You gone.
that's a heavy one right there, though.
Hey, she cool it in the fan or the opposite side of the pillow on a good night, summer night. Cool.
I don't know.
Pops, 3 years came by fast.
Yeah, he coming home.
Pops came by fast, and the first time I heard it was from the store. Like I was at the store, so it was
Hey,
just
you know dude coming home.
that's how they were saying it. So I was like
That. You know
Who
how you know
cares?
dude coming home.
man, who cares? I don't care about no jailbird. I'm gold. Who cares?
Yep.
Who cares? I'm thinking that it'll be more of a physical interaction with dude.
No, it's not.
No.
She ready for him to come home.
Hey, dude played mental ball the whole time he was gone.
No, and let's be real. And Chelsea, and my other ladies, I want y'all to chime in on this. She was dealing with him and you at the same time, telling him what he wanted to hear while he was behind that wall, letting him know that his kids is okay, letting him know that, hey, I'm keeping it warm for you, baby. I'm not doing nothing serious out here. You know I'm being faithful as only you. If anybody come in this house, it's because I just need them to do something for me until you get home.
I turned this person every way but loose. So I didn't think that this person was going to play me out.
She ain't told him none of that.
Pops.
He don't know nothing about that.
Mind you, how I find out was they walk into the store. I'm already in the store.
That's a hell of a way to find out. She gonna play you like she don't know you.
Pops looked at me.
I already know.
Grabbed that chip.
I already know.
I'm like, what the
She
fuck?
about to play you like she don't know you.
Dude said something to her, like, and I heard dude from the base like, hey, baby. I'm like, shit.
Yep, she baby. She always been baby.
And it's a certain look that men and women give somebody when they know for a fact, don't you fuck this up. That look, if you ever got that, like, hey, I'm going back to my husband. I'm going back to my wife.
Yeah. And let me
It's
tell
a
y'all
look.
something. And guys, I need y'all to hear me clearly. And I know some folks ain't gonna want to hear it.
Let's go. Excuse me.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of times she done played in the field and then told him, I'm going back to my husband. You'll never know it. Because if he the type of guy that's going to respect what she say, and he was only there for a good time, he knew he wasn't really going to be there like that. A lot of times, that's how she'll cheat. You'll never know. And hey, your life goes on, bro. That's why I tell folks all the time, sometimes that shit you don't know is not gonna destroy your relationship, bro, because you'll never find out. I heard a lady say, I see men have bro code. It's no bro code when it comes down, when the lady is in between them two brothers. I'm telling you that right now. There's no bro code. If she look good enough to him and she say let's, he's gonna say go. It's really that simple. It's not a lot of guys that's gonna exercise that King Arthur Knights at a Round Table type of brotherly code. Yeah, bro, I got you. I'd never do that. Bro, I don't care if she walked in front of me with a birthday suit on. I'm not believing that.
No.
I'm not believing it, but to get back to your point, when you have a situation like that, that's simply a woman that knows that's who I'm rolling with. I gotta do something to scratch this itch while he gone.
And you know what? I'm gonna go on record to say a lot of times men are so sensitive that we don't know when to let go. And one thing I want to kind of give free game from Coach G. That's how I'm gonna start saying it when I'm dropping jewels.
No sugar.
Sometimes, letting go is one of the most healthiest things that you could do for your future.
Man.
When you let go of that person that you felt was, hey, this could be that person, you get your chip. And that chip that you're holding, I think genuinely is a chip that you should value. A lot of times individuals don't value that chip of marriage, value that chip of, hey, I'm really kind of a good guy. Like, value that chip. You don't swing at every pitch. Like, I've never heard of a good person that was going up to bat swinging at every pitch.
No, you can't, because you're going to strike out. You're going to strike out. You're going to swing at everything they throw at you, huh?
I've never heard a person driving 90, 80, 70, 60 miles per hour on the E-way looking in the rear view.
No, because you got to see what's in front of you. And many times, guys flip out, whether it's the lady having a child or it's the lady breaking up with him. Sometimes guys flip out because they feel like they're not ever going to find someone else. We have to understand that this whole thing about male loneliness is real. It's a lot of guys that got no action last year. A lot of you guys, genuinely, you can look at things one way because you had your pick of the ladies you wanted to be with. You never had to go a whole year without having a lady in your life since you started dealing with women.
And for the guys that have to go a year without having a lady in their life, on the lines of, hey, I ain't gonna lie, hey, it ain't been that. I would go on record to say you shouldn't feel bad because there's more men that are experiencing that than there are men that say, I have my pick of the litter.
Yeah, you ain't alone, brother. For real, you ain't alone. I think it's important for guys to chop it up in that regard, because you see how many guys flipping out just because they found out that their soon-to-be ex-wife went out with another dude.
You know how many guys lower their standards because they felt like their last relationship went wrong. So, hey, yeah, you know what? I really start believing that I ain't shit. Hey, I'm gonna start talking to this person and that person and that person and this person.
But that's why you see ladies say, when I met him, he was this way, and then he changed later on down the line. Baby, he didn't change. That man got on his feet. Understand something. Some guys date for self-preservation.
Oof.
Some guys date because, hey, if I don't find a woman, I'm going to be sleeping out there in that Scooby-Doo van this summer, and it's supposed to be 110 tomorrow.
And you know what, though? It's no different than when somebody is swimming and they feel like they're going under. They're going to fight to go up to the top.
And grab anything they can.
And it's no different than a person is swimming in life and they feeling like, man, I got to grab anything to get to the top. And sometimes you got to be mindful when somebody is grabbing your ankles versus when they're grabbing your heart.
Facts. And because you know what, Gold? And you hear a lot of ladies say, you know what, he was down on his luck. And then the flip side of it is the ladies that say, you know what, don't ever help no man. It's about who you choose. True. And why you choose them. If you just choosing him because of how he look and you think he gonna look good on them new sheets you just bought, honey, most of the time that's gonna fall through like a greasy hamburger in a brown paper bag. And that's what that relationship gonna be.
No different for men. I feel like genuinely a lot of the times long-term situations is what you should go for. like I'm gonna go on record to say, if you get to talking to somebody, they tell you they love resume is they're serial daters, or if their resume is too clean. Serial daters and resumes that's too clean get thrown off the desk off bat.
Right.
Just off the strength of saying that it's too much of a red flag. And it's too much to put too much time, energy, and brain power into figuring out why it's a red flag. So it's automatically getting thrown. It's almost like somebody having a crazy name. Seeing a crazy name or a crazy location where you live at and you the person that got to hire them. I don't care if you're a good person at that point. I'm not going to give my time, energy, and effort out. I feel like we have to be more judgmental, more selfish to be able to say, hey, you know what? The person that I gave my time, energy, and effort out to, they deserve it.
You should be looking to date a person with long-term aspirations, even if the relationship is only short-term.
I agree.
I'm going to say that again.
Let's go.
You should be looking to date a person with long-term aspirations, even if the relationship ends up short-term. When you voluntarily date somebody that say they just going with the flow and you think that you're going to finesse them into a long-term relationship, that's how you get your heart broke. Because a lot of y'all out here loving people that like you a lot less than you love them. I'm going to say that one more time so it's clear. Yeah. You love them more than they like you, and you wonder why the relationship ended bad.
Okay, so I got a question for you then, Pops.
Okay.
In a relationship, healthy relationship, and it don't have to be this way throughout the relationship, but the starter of the relationship, who should like a person more, the woman or the man?
I believe in 2025, in the 21st century dating, I believe the woman should be most attracted to the man.
Most attracted, what do you mean by that?
She should want him damn near more than he want her, or at least to that level. When you got a guy that wants a woman more than she wants him, she is not going to stay with him. Why? Because she wants a man who she wants that much. You're not him to her. If you're not him to her, she's going to let you stay until her him shows up. It's really that simple. And guys, this is the thing. When you just go by what a woman look like, you usually lose. It's been that way my whole life. But when you go by that woman that make you feel the best, and I'm not talking about behind closed doors, even though that's important.
So what do you mean when you say feel the best?
The one who make you feel, the one who don't stress you out, the one who ain't no headache to you, the one who, if you say I'm going down this way, then I'm turning that way and I'm going that way, she cool with going with you unless she knows that it's a bad decision, and then she's cool with stepping in and say, hey, we ain't going that way because it's construction. You have to deal with the one that makes your life easier and better, because that's really what a man wants, and that's what keeps a man in a relationship long term. Because her looks don't. After a while, if he get with her because of her looks, you'll see more insecurity. You'll see him valuing that more than anything, and he might be the dude that end up just treating her and objectifying her and looking at her in the physical their entire relationship. And you know what happens then? She gets with a guy that cares about her feelings.
And you know what? I want to segue to that.
Okay.
Feelings or physical?
Feelings are physical. I like that.
I think a lot of times, Pops, people choose physical over feelings. Like they'll choose a great night over the fact of saying, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, she make me feel good. She make me feel like the biggest skyscraper in the world.
Dudes crash their relationships over a great night.
Pop, so that's why I'm asking you.
Dude said, what he say? Hey, baby, I ain't coming home. When he was laid up with Sunshine in Harlem Nights.
So my question to you is simple. In a healthy relationship, which one would be more advantageous to have long term? A person that makes you feel a certain type of way, or a person that physically sends shockwaves through your body every time they walk out and do something to you?
I believe genuinely it's the person that makes you feel some type of way. That person that makes you feel some type of way in a more mental, spiritual, and just a natural feel, rather than it is the person who could curl your toes. Because at the end of the day, the more you love your woman, the better it feel when you lay with her. The more you love your woman, otherwise it's just y'all going through the motions. Guys will sit there and go through the motions with a woman. Even if he ain't getting much other than the physical from her. Because to some men, that's more than what they'll get if they leave her.
So my question to you is this then, because I'm just going to start throwing segue questions out and I just piggyback off of some of them that I'm asking. My question is, do you think men thrive with love or thrive through love or thrive through respect?
They're going to thrive through respect because love can be faked. Respect can't. You hear fake love, but you hear very seldom people talk about fake respect.
I never heard of it. I would never
You understand what I mean? Because fake, you could pretend that you love somebody as long as you're getting what you want from them, or until you see that door that you could go out of.
But your eyes will always say if you respect the person or if you don't.
Your actions gonna say that too.
Your energy.
It's certain way. You ain't gonna talk to me in a certain tone.
No, for sure.
You ain't even gonna look at me in a certain tone.
Okay.
If you love me, if you respect me, I mean, because yeah, you can love me, but you can't love it. You can't love me and not respect me. It's just that simple.
So then I'm gonna flip it then. What do women thrive in more? Being respected or being loved?
Being loved. I know the ladies might try to fight me on this, but being loved.
Okay. So for everybody, before Pops give his explanation, if you agree, drop a 1, and if you don't, drop a 2. Go ahead, Pops, roll.
Women thrive more on being loved because guess what? I've seen and I've experienced and I know for a fact that guys will talk to their lady any kind of way, but if he show her enough love, if he protects her in that dark time, if he stands in her corner with her, she gonna see that as discipline. She gonna see that as discipline, and she's gonna see that as that man's leadership way. If he loves her correctly and he satisfies her love language. I know that a lot of people think that it will be respect. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to respect your woman, because you are.
No, I get it.
But if you ask me which weighs more on a woman's scale, it's love. Because love is how you sitting by her hospital bed when she is at her lowest. Not respect. Not respect. Because it take a man to love a woman to do that. Because a lot of men will leave.
And you know what though, Pops? I think the reason why I asked that question is because I think a lot of men were raised by women, so they carry the mindset of I respect that woman versus I love that woman. And what I mean by that is, Pops, they'll have that mindset of how they respect mom.
Right.
Like, I respect mom, I respect that woman like I respect my mama. So they'll look at it as, instead of a partnership, they look at it more so as a parental, an extra parental to guide their inner child or inner ambitions, if that makes sense.
It make a lot of sense to me because you and those guys will react just like their mother would react when they have situations with that said woman.
I agree.
Because they're caring more about the love that he's receiving than they're caring about the respect that he's receiving.
Because you'll hear one man scream, "Hey, you don't love me the way I need to be loved," almost like his mother would scream. And then you will hear another man say, "Hey, you gonna respect me," or "Hey, you disrespecting me." So,
that one that screamed, "You don't love me like I need to be loved," he is the same man that will flip out if she don't give him that love. But she could talk to him any kind of way she want to, as long as she make him feel like she love him. He's the guy that gets tricked into that situation because he don't know no better. And it's not talking down on that guy. It's the same with a lady. If a guy is giving her way, way, way more respect than he giving her love, she gonna end up missing that love from a man. She gonna end up yearning for that love from a man. That desire that comes with love for a woman that lock her in. When a woman respect a man, that is what keeps that man there 40 and 50 years. Because you know what? She know what to do and what not to do with me.
So my question to you is this then, Pops. And it's very simple on my end. Would you prefer, or what do you think is the preference of the now, 2025, of men? Do you see more loners or leaders?
I see the guys that's loners that won't love. Because leaders demand respect.
True.
To lead a household, everybody in that joint got to respect you. everybody in there. It's sometimes daddy come home and nobody like him in the house, but everybody still respect him in the house.
I agree.
There's times, and we have to genuinely understand that there are times when, as a man, your lady ain't gonna be running around throwing rose petals at your feet and running your bath water, because she gonna feel some type of way, but she gonna respect you. Dinner still cooked, she's still taking care of the bills she's supposed to take care of, she's still doing the things in the house she's supposed to do, because she respects you and she respect what y'all done built.
You know what I think a lot of the times is though, Pops? And that's why I ask those questions. I think a lot of times people are asking for one thing, but they're presenting another thing. You see individuals saying, okay, well, they will want a traditional life, traditional marriage, the whole nine, but then they'll go get caught with the promiscuous woman outside, or they'll get caught with the promiscuous man outside. So you're asking for one thing, but hey, the guy that you talk to, you can't even talk to him after 7 o'clock. So it's a mindset on the lines of, okay, well, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing people that are more willing to say, hey, hey, shit, to be honest with you, I want love, but I'm seeking lust. I want a healthy relationship, but I come from dysfunction.
I want to, hey, thanks, Tony. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
And hey, definitely have a happy Tuesday. Go. The reason we see that is because they're not learning from the start what you're supposed to be getting from your partner as a man. You're supposed to seek the woman that respects you, bro. The one that like you the most, that respects you the most. And that's the woman you're supposed to love the most. That's how you are him to her. She can't be her to you, bro. If you running after her trying to get her to love you, let that woman respect you. And you can't get a traditional woman trying to chase her love, bro. Earn her respect. That's how a traditional woman submits to a traditional man.
I think one thing for sure, two things for certain. The biggest red flag, and I would always tell people to run away when they say it, and they say it, is when you hear a man say to a woman to be submissive.
Hey, you don't have to say that.
I think asking that question is like one of the worst. I think it's like one of the biggest red flags that you can kind of hear. I don't care if you've been with that guy for 30 years.
Guys that say, are you submissive? Or she's not submissive enough. Man, that's because you're not earning the respect enough in your household. And if it take too long, well, I'll take that back. You earn her respect every day, bro.
You should.
Respect don't carry over. It ain't rollover minutes, bro, like they used to have on the old phones.
We got a saying, yesterday score don't win today's game. So the things that you have done yesterday, yeah, those things are valued. Yeah, those things are cherished. But you still got to ball out today. I can't say because I scored 40 points yesterday, I'm going to sit on the bench today and I ain't going to play today, because remember yesterday I scored 40. So I ain't going to play today.
All-stars do it every night.
So, hey, it's a tough job, but somebody got to do it.
And if you gon' be in a relationship, guys, earn the respect in the household.
For sure.
Don't seek love, bro. She gonna get that to you willingly.
Love is let our values equal. I don't think you should ever have to seek or earn something that is designed for you to love. I think it should be easy.
A lot of guys, true. A lot of guys want their ladies climbing all over.
Nah,
and
some days she might be in her zone, I might be in mine.
Let it be that. Understand this. You got to meet the person where they are right now.
I look at it and say men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and to meet in the middle is leaving footprints on the moon.
Hey, and I want to thank everybody that popped in and locked in, but if you notice, it's done got a little dark because we getting inclement weather. I don't want the stream to get wacky because of that, but I want to thank everybody for coming in today, and I want to make sure that if you haven't, hit that like button. If you haven't, subscribe to the page.
Let's go.
Do so. You have been rocking with the hottest father and son live show on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, down the street, round the corner.
Yeah.
This has been the Golden Pops Hour. I'm your man, Rice D, a.k.a. Pops the American Dad. And to all of my folks on Facebook, Uncle Rice.
Mr. Gold, Go, or Coach G for short.
Hey, we appreciate y'all in abundance. Have a safe, happy Tuesday. Yeah. And